Hey folks, Landstryder here, and you're watching episode 48 in season 3 of my Nightmare series. I'm in the Crash Landing mod pack by Iskander. This pack's available on the Feed the Beast launcher. And be sure and check out Iskander's website for all things Crash related. Link in the description. So last episode I didn't quite get things done that I wanted to get done. I want to get laser built today, but before I can do that, I need to upgrade my mob spawner because it was been breaking due to the fact that I was using the Tinker's Construct wireless redstone things, and the fact that if we take a quick look here, we can see that my mob spawning room is like actually divided between 4 different chunks. It's kind of in a bad position for it. One of the solutions would be to move it, but I've got a different solution. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the s3e Factory Manager. You can see that I put the Inventory Manager computer, the main brain of the system, is going to be sitting right there. And I've got all these blocks tore up and things tore out right now in preparation for this. So hopefully I can get everything put in position before the sun goes down, and we can see if we can get to work. Probably going to take maybe a day or two in game, but let's get working on it. So we come down here. One of the other things I asked about last episode was if you guys thought I should upgrade my system here to use the s3e's Factory Manager, similar to what I did over when I helped Lord Raccoon with his system to automate it. And I actually kind of want to do it. It seemed like a couple people wanted me to do it, maybe. So let's do that. First thing I want to do is I want to move this chest. Probably didn't need to pick it up with a dolly, but it doesn't matter because this interface, I don't want to move the interface. It's already connected. It's already programmed with the recipes and everything. So I'm going to keep that interface right where it's at. And we can see I've got some cable run down here already. And if we look right there, we can see that interface again. I'm actually going to put that chest right there. So now it'll be touching the cable, and it'll be accessible by that interface, the same one that still has the recipes up here. The first thing I'm going to do is switch this interface to now point down. There we go. So now it will send its stuff into that chest below here, and I can go ahead and remove that piece of item conduit from there, because I'm not going to be using that interface on the top anymore, at least not by default. And then the other thing I can do is come on down here and look underneath. You can see that this is more of that same bit of cable coming down, and I've got some tanks connected to it here. That's for another bit of the build that I'm going to be doing today. So this s3e's Factory Manager is going to control the mob spawner, but it's also going to be the same one that's going to be doing the controls on my new pressure system. It's going to be the for crafting stuff with the pressure chamber. I've got these couple blocks here set up for temporary, and I'll show you what that is for in a minute. But while I'm looking at this, I might as well show you what I was doing down here. You can see I've got some liquid experience and some destabilized redstone. I was running some experiments, and we'll just lift the curtain up real quick. And you can see it didn't work out very well. I went back to the city and I grabbed some DNA samples, or what I could get for DNA samples of Lisa, and she didn't come out very well this time. So I think what I'm going to need to do is, I'm probably going to have to get rid of that failed experiment, hopefully before Shane finds out about it, and try again. I think I have another idea. So that's what I got these two tanks set up for here. I think she didn't come out very well because I didn't use the right materials. I think definitely I need to use these materials, the liquid XP and the destabilized redstone, but I need something more fleshy, something to flesh her out and give her some life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some liquid meat and some pink slime and see if I can't get those to help me recreate Lisa. So, but to do that, I'm going to need to finish setting up the spawner out here. So let's take a look at what I added down here underneath. And if we come down under here, we can see that there's a new power conduit running over here to a slaughterhouse. Yeah, so I will be able to have that slaughterhouse operate sometimes. I don't need to use it all the time. And in order to, let's see, let me get this out real quick and I'll show you how that actually works. Even though it's buried down under there, under the ground there, it will still be in range of the surface inside of the spawn room, or inside the mob trap room. So if I take the hammer and if I look, you can kind of see where it's a little hard to see from right here. Let me pop this out because it's going to come out. You can see where it's kind of flashing green down there. The green is the top layer of the affected area from the slaughterhouse. Okay, and the yellow area is the area affected by the grinder. So they overlap that one layer on the bottom of the room, which is more than enough for them to be able to, both be able to harvest from this 5x5 room. And then, of course, the auto spawner is going to be continuing to be a part of this. So what am I going to do? I'm going to set up with some s3e Factory Manager. I'm going to put some buttons over here and some cable and some stuff. And what's going to happen is over there, I'm going to be able to push a button and it'll switch out the spawn thing in here, whichever Safari net happens to be in there, and put a Safari net into there, whichever button I press. So be able to push button and put the skeletons in, or push the button and put the villagers in, or whatever else. I'm figuring about 12 buttons over here. I don't think I would need more than that, and if I do, I can always just expand the system further down this wall. I have quite a bit of space there. This is going to pretty much, I can probably get rid of this lever, but I think the lever is probably actually going to stay. Don't need that to be part of the s3e Factory Manager system. Lever is kind of like manual, like a manual override for me to be able to get in there. And then over on this side is where the actual controls for the system are going to be. I'm going to be able to turn off and on the grinder with a push of a button. The same with the slaughterhouse down there, and also the same with the spawner. And then there'll be another button that I'll be able to push and release the witch water. So yeah, there'll be a 4-button system over here, and maybe some kind of sign to display what kind of mode that that it's running in. And then yeah, so let's get to building this thing right here. I've got just like I said, I've got a little bit of the s3e cable laid out, but I wanted to show you the process of building the rest because it's kind of complicated. And in order to help me build this, you can see I've got a bunch of inventory cable in there, but I've gone ahead and if we look at cables, I've gone ahead and taught the system how to craft cable clusters and advanced cable clusters. And what I'm going to be needing is a bunch of these advanced cable clusters, because if we go ahead, let's go ahead and say I need at least 10 of those to start with. We'll just get those started. Because what I'm going to do is in this wall where I have these all set up like this, I want to, not only do I want them to be able to receive the redstone signal and stuff and then act as a cable, I want them to act as a cable. So I don't want to have to put 2 bits of cable down, and then I also want them to be camouflaged. So what I'm going to be doing is using the advanced cable clusters, which act as a cable themselves, and then you can add additional things to those. Where's my sleeping bag because it's getting dark and I don't want mobs coming in here. And then I can add things to those like redstone receivers and cable camouflage blocks from the s3e Factory Manager to ultimately make the upper area of that, all that outside area be fairly disguised as far as, the appearance of the cable manager. So there's my 10 advanced cable clusters. So I'm also going to need the receivers, redstone receivers. Let's see, there's one of those in there already. I'm going to need some more. About, you see a receiver. How about if I spell it right? R-E-C-E-V. Or how about I? There, I got it. Redstone receiver. I'm going to need, well, I don't need a ton of those to begin with. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Actually, I need more than that. So I need some more cables. And I've taught it how to make those as well. So let's go ahead. let's just get another 64 of these. I'm gonna use a ton of these inventory cables, and they're not that expensive, so I might as well go ahead and get what I need. So receivers, actually I think that might be enough, and then I'm gonna need some camouflage. Cable camouflage, so let's get 10 of those right off the bat. Yeah, and it made those right away, no problem. So I want to put, there we go, cable clusters and receivers. So just get all those, 5 of those, and 5 of those. So these ones with the receivers are going to come, we're going to come on up here. Those are going to go somewhere over here. Well, first of all, I need one right there. I want one right there, because that one's going to be the one that detects all the buttons. Actually, you know what? That actually needs something, one more additional thing to it. So hang on. We'll put 1, 2, button above and a button below is how these are going to work. And what's going to happen is the button's going to send a redstone signal into that cobblestone, which is actually going to be received on the top and one on the bottom of this receiver. And the camouflage is what's going to make it look like it's part of the wall later on. So 1, 2, 3. I want to save. I want to go ahead. I'm only going to use 4 for now. Like I said, I can come back and expand on that later. I don't have that many different things right now. I only got 6 different nets. So that's actually going to give me 8 options right now. So what I do need, though, is a sign updater. There's a sign updater. Good, I have one left over in there. I'm going to add this to this cable cluster. So now it has cable camouflage, redstone receiver, and a sign updater built into it. And it'll act as a cable. Probably didn't need it to actually act as a cable, this particular piece. That's okay. I'll put it right there. And there we go. So this one is going to be the one that receives the buttons from things, but there's also going to be a sign on it that's going to tell me what mode that the system is operating in right now. So let's get, okay, well, we got some cable clusters. Now we're going to need some cable cluster emitters things. So I need 2, 3, 4 at least. Now I'm going to need more than that. There you go, cable redstone emitters. Let's get, actually I think I'm going to need at least 5 of those. And we'll combine them with these camouflage. So now these are camouflage advanced cable clusters with redstone emitters. I believe I made too many of those again. That's not a big deal. I said this. I've got plenty of materials, and this is relatively useful. I need one of these right here, because that one is going to be the one that activates these drawbridges on the top, and it also needs to act as a cable itself. So to either side there. Now the next place that I need an actual cable, where it's going to be able to act as a cable and emit redstone in a direction, is going to be right there. Let's get up out of there. See, do I need another one of these? Technically, I don't actually need them to be... Oh, no, that's right. I want them to be... well, I didn't need them to be cables, but so they didn't need to be advanced. But that's okay. But right here, and one right over here. There we go. So what do I need for all of these now? So all the rest of these are going to need to have the camouflage, and they're also going to need to act as an advanced cable, so that they can transmit, so that I can connect through them to the rest of the system. Now below here, oops, didn't mean to break that, but that's okay. Below here, go ahead and break these out now. I'm just going to need some regular cable below here, because that's not going to be visible except by going underneath the base and stuff. So let's come on over here and get some more cable. Get more of that cable. We're going to need to go ahead and tell it to make some more advanced cable. So let's just, I'm going to need a lot of this. Probably at least 20. And these actually are not cheap, because look, they take 8 additional pieces of cable plus a standard cable cluster, which takes some ender pearls. Hopefully I won't run out of ender pearls. So let's start with 20. And take a look at our ender pearl supply right now. We got 5 stacks of 16. I think we'll be okay. Let's get all of the, wherever I can actually use just standard old cable, let's go ahead and get that put in. So right there, that's going to connect there. The question is, do I care if, well, down here I can probably, well, I need to connect to that slaughterhouse. Let's see, do I need to do anything? Oh, I need it to be a redstone emitter. So that actually needs to be a regular cable cluster with a redstone emitter. Because I need to be able to turn the cable, the slaughterhouse off, and I need to be able to connect to it. So it needs to be an advanced cluster with a redstone. So there's 4 of those, and then let's see, I need a redstone emitter. I need one of these first. Actually, get me one of those. Redstone emitter, and then I need an advanced cluster to go with that. So that's going to be what connects to the slaughterhouse, and it's also going to be able to turn it off. Looks like this is stuck on something. What's it stuck on? Oh, nope, it's just cooking glass. You can see that one up there is cooking glass. So it's working away, doing its business. So out here where we're going to connect to the slaughterhouse, we can go ahead and use this cluster, or this piece of cable. Then we're going to need a regular piece of cable right there, because that one's not going to be visible from anywhere. And in fact, if I put just regular cable down there, I can save myself a little bit of advanced clusters. And then bring this on over here. And what's going to happen is I'm going to need to get that. I'm just going to try to save myself a little bit of advanced clusters by burying this cable a little bit. I was originally going to have it up here on the surface, but now I'm thinking about it, I would rather bury it. So yeah, that's going to be there, and then what's going to be right here is an emitter. So I need to go grab another redstone emitter. Sadly, I don't have that one programmed as a possibility in here. I probably could have, I probably should make Steve Factory Manager recipes and put them all in the thing, but I got the more complex ones in there. The simple ones I just didn't bother with. So if I put this here, I will be able to emit a strong signal to the piece of cobblestone that's underneath this. Because remember, this is actually connected directly to the side here. So I can emit a strong signal to the piece of cobblestone underneath the auto spawner, and that will actually shut the auto spawner off because it will reach the redstone signal will reach the auto spawner that way. And I can emit a weak signal over towards the piston that's under there, and that will close up that for the witch water. So there we go, got that figured out. And then like I said, that's going to save me a little bit on the advanced cable cluster stuff. I probably could save myself just a couple more advanced cable clusters by going ahead and bury this one a little bit. So if I go one there and one there, then I can use an advanced cluster there, an advanced cluster all the way to the rest of these. This rest of those are going to be advanced clusters because I'm going to want to be camouflaged. Because up here on the surface, I want it to pretty much look the way it always did before. So there's another nighttime coming. I want to take care of that before I have to deal with some monsters. So I should have some advanced cable clusters ready to go. And then I need some camouflage. Go ahead and craft me up 10 of those. And apparently I'm missing something for this. So let's see, what am I missing? Down here, what am I missing? This is still making glass for the other ones. and also glass. So glass and glass. Let's grab those and put them back. Wait for some glass. Yeah, but it cooks up fairly fast at least. Oh, you know why it's not cooking fast? Because I never actually upgraded this furnace over here. So let's get that. Maybe that would help while I'm doing this. I was thinking that I should be getting glass a lot faster, but that's because I don't have these. You know what I should do is go ahead and here we go. Teach it to make capacitors. And oop, that says X-Nilo copper. I need to fix that one. Copper. Because I get Tinker's Construct copper from my recipe. For my recipe is what needs to be there. So there we go. Fix that one. Now toss those in there. One thing when I add them to the system like this, I have to close the interface and reopen it before it updates to show that I actually can craft them in here. So now I should be able to go ahead and craft an octadic capacitor. Go. Hopefully it can go ahead and craft that correctly. Let's see what it's missing. See what the holdup is. A vibrant alloy. Do I not have vibrant alloy? Okay, well it has to make the it has to finish what it's doing before it can make the vibrant alloy. Let's just keep an eye on it. See if it goes ahead and makes the vibrant alloy here in a second. I might not have added that recipe, so let's see. It appears that I have not added that recipe, so that's one that needs to be added to this up here somewhere. Is it still asking for vibrant alloy? Yes, it is. Vibrant alloy is actually vibrant B. Actually, I got 3 in there. It needs 3 more. So what is vibrant alloy? That is a ender pearl with energetic alloy. Does this have energetic alloy? It does not. I'll tell you one thing, it doesn't need to be in this particular one, is the conduit binder can actually go up to here. Because that's a standard cooking recipe. So that gives me a space to make the other 2 alloys. So if we look at vibrant alloy, first I need to be able to make energetic alloy, which is redstone, gold, and glowstone dust. Redstone, gold, and glowstone. Got a decent amount of that stuff right now. Actually, vibrant. I don't suppose that. Yeah, I can't shift click that stuff in. So I need a piece of it first. So let's get another redstone. I gotta make one before I can teach it to make one. Gold and glowstone. And then go ahead and put these in there. And that should pop up here in a second. Also going to need a ender pearl. Or vibrant. No, energetic. There it is, the energetic alloy. So I need to tell this. Let's clear that out. First of all, a redstone, a gold, and a glowstone is going to equal an energetic alloy. And then clear that. An energetic alloy and an ender pearl is going to equal a vibrant alloy. There we go. And I think that's pretty much going to round this machine out, because I don't think I'm going to want to, yeah, all these are good recipes that I'm going to be using in the future. If I need to add any more recipes to an alloy smelter that does actual alloys, I'm going to have to make another one because that one's just my furnace. But now that I added those, it should be able to finish up the crafting of the octadic capacitor. You can see that it's go ahead and it's making stuff right now. Maybe it's making stuff. Yeah, something's happening over here. I need to take that ender pearl out of there. There we go. There's a way to fix that too, I think, is you tell it not to put anything while there's something actually already in there. So it's going ahead and making the vibrant alloy, and it says it's done now. There we go. Got the octadic capacitor, and if I put that in here, that will now make this craft a lot faster. So whenever I need glass or something like that, it'll work at it much quicker. Okay, let's see what was I in the process of? Oh yeah, I needed the cable camouflage, which is going to go into these advanced clusters, and there we go. So give me 10 of those. So these are going to act as cable, and they're also going to be able to keep camouflage. So if I go ahead and do that, there, and I want to put one there and there. Not too bad. And then I need to do the same over here. There's one there, 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 there. Well, I need 1, 2, 3 more of those, and I think that will be enough to get this system going. So I need 3 more camouflage, and I think there's already enough advanced clusters in there. So camouflage, craft me up 3 more of those. And while I'm waiting for that, I can come down here and connect this up. So this is now this cable, this item conduit, doesn't need to go over here anymore. Because what's going to happen is the whenever this crafts, oh, there's still something there. What's there? There's more of the item conduit. So whenever this crafts a anything, it's going to be able to put the crafted item back into the ME system using the interface up there somewhere. Where do I have an interface? Actually, do I have this connected to an interface? Let me check that. I might need to connect this to this interface right here. Because, yeah, I need to connect this directly to this interface right here. And cable cluster is not a, or the cable, the basic cable is not a big deal, so there we go. Now it's connected to that interface. And let me fill that back in. And maybe I could actually get rid of this piece and this piece. Whoops, didn't mean to break all that. And just save myself, because there's still, let me double check, yeah, that's still connected right there. Don't need that one there. Or there. Whoops. Oops. And now we got, yeah, dust in the way. That's okay. Let's get a piece of stone to stick up in that hole, because I don't like having empty holes in the middle of my base like that. There we go. Bring that out here, and there, now we're connected. All connected and back up again. all the way over to here, and this actually needs to be filled in. That's looking good. I'll fill this all back in later. It looks like I'm getting kind of hungry, so it's time to eat one of my delighted meals. Because I'm starving to death. Is it dark outside now, too, isn't it? Okay. And right now, even though it's nighttime and there's no mobs spawning outside, because what's happening is they're spawning in other areas at other beaches. Oh, as soon as I say something, they start spawning around my place. Well, I was going to say that it's because there's a bunch of mobs elsewhere on the map, and that's why they weren't spawning a bunch around me. But then as soon as I was about to say that, then they proved me otherwise. Oh yeah, I need the 3 pieces for right here, and then that will be pretty much all connected, I believe. There will be one last thing to do with the pressure chamber system, which is to, where is it at? I need the advanced clusters with the camouflage. Get those 3 going. There we go, there, and there. Okay, now we're all connected, all camouflaged up. Ah, mobs coming in. Oh, and my windows. Okay. Alright, I think that's everything for that. Oh yeah, one last thing. I need a item valve. We might use a rapid item valve. Item valve. Let's see here. What do I need? A dropper. Hopper's already in there. Let's just go ahead and get the advanced one because it's only a piece of gold and that makes it work a little bit better, a little faster. Don't have to wait. So now what I'm going to do to get this in position is I'm going to have to, well, first of all, it'd be a lot easier to get this in position if I have a block to place it against. So I kind of want to do it quickly as possible. So there we go. That's why those were in there in the first place. I don't need that one there really now. Just need that one block just to place this against to make it easier to get it in the right position right the first time. So what I got to do is I've got to open this up. I got to put the item valve right there, pointing up. There we go. Which I have done that properly. And now I need to fill this back in. So there we go, except I need another piece. What if I get, let's see if I have it in here. Pressure chamber, yeah, I do have pressure chamber wall, good. And I want that one to face up. And then I'm going to put my window back in right here so I can see what's going on in there. There we go, and it'll fill back up with pressure. Go ahead and put the machine upgrade item life back in there just so I don't have anything. Then go ahead and add the extra pressure in there. Although at this point I shouldn't need that. Should not need that at all, but it was in there, so I'm going to put it back in there. So yeah, there we go. Now all I need to do is program it, and that's going to be fun. Because that's going to take a minute. So I might cut some of that out and then just come back and show you the program when it's done. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to probably end up doing. Because it's going to take me a bunch of time to actually get that programmed up. And there's quite a few different bits and pieces of this program. Let's go ahead and one of the things I want to do is make some signs and some buttons. So let's do the buttons first of all. I've only got 2 options for buttons. I've got why don't I get these kind of buttons? I'm gonna need what I need 8 and 4. I need about 12 buttons for the main operation of the system. And those are going to go there, 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 and there. Buttons over there. Not very visible, but that's okay. Maybe I should have used wooden buttons. And then these buttons are going to go along here. And I need to fill this wall back in. the extra bit that I didn't end up going that far. So yeah, chisel out should be in here somewhere. There it is. And get me some of the small brick. There we go. That's the texture I'm using here. Okay, this is cleared up out here, and I can put one of those. Whoops. I can put one of these back in there. Then I need a few of these guys to go back along in here. A few more. There we go. That's all filled back in, and then those are going to be camouflage. I'm not going to worry about setting up the part of the program for the camouflage today. I'm just going to do that one off camera. That's not that big of a deal. And then ultimately, I'm going to have a block that goes back in here. This chest is going to be completely hidden when I'm not needing to access it. I'm not going to need to access it too much after I get the system all set up. So let's close that back up just in case. I think everything's set up. Okay, so yeah, I'll be back in a little bit when I get done programming this. It's going to be a bit complex, and then I'll come back and explain it. Okay, I'm back, and I've got it all, well, somewhat started. Program started. I didn't finish out all the buttons because I was going to take a bunch more extra time, and I've already spent a bunch of time on it. But anyway, sun's about to go down. Let's go ahead and get ready to clear that. And I went ahead and did actually activate the camouflage because it really wasn't hard to do, because it ended up that all the ones that I wanted to camouflage were camouflaged as the same block. So, and interesting thing is that when you look at a camouflaged block, Walla will tell you that it's actually the block that it's camouflaged as. They won't tell you that it's cable. So I will actually need to make a second camouflage here real quick. Where's that at? Create camouflage. And if I bring that back over here and tell it blocks, select all the ones that can be camouflaged. And I'm actually going to be clearing the camouflage. And we will temporarily set that trigger to the end of this. And we see that it will clear it for a little bit. Now it won't reset this camouflage. It only reset that every 60 seconds. So this trigger only actually goes off every 60 seconds. So if I go ahead and trigger that again real quick, you can see all the different places that the camouflage is at, and I need to go ahead and sleep through this night real quick. Now I show you the rest of this. I don't want anything sneaking up on me while it's dark. Okay, so yeah, like after 60 seconds, these are going to go ahead and re-camouflage here again in a second. And if you look over here, we have a sign that says, okay, the grinder's on, the slaughterhouse is off, the spawner is off. So if I push this button here, it'll update and it'll tell me that the slaughterhouse is now on, and this one down here is for the grinder. I need to label these. So let's see. Things are going to be moving there. Yeah, there it goes. So you got slaughterhouse. And then this one here, this one on that side, is to turn the grinder on. Turn the spawner on. So if I turn the spawner on, you can see that it goes ahead and closes up the room like the old method. That one got grinded up. And I've got these two buttons set to go ahead and initiate to switch between the skeleton and the villager net that I currently have in there. I don't know if I have anything in there at this moment. Let's take a quick peek. Oh, that's another thing. Because of the way this is set up in the redstone emitter, when I try to turn this off when the spawner is on, it actually won't let you in there. So it's kind of like a little bit of a nice safety feature. So if I turn that spawner off and then jump in here real quick and take a look, should have skeletons being spawned. Now let's try that again. So it may not. Let's see if I can. Yeah, problem with that is I need to get in there right now, though. Unfortunately, let's just take a shortcut through here like this. If I look in here, okay, so it's not idling down, so something's not quite right. It's probably got to do with this emitter right here. Probably didn't set that up quite right. So let's take a quick look at that, see if I can troubleshoot that under the mode. So if we look in here under mode, we've got the grinder. So what it does is each one of these is triggered by the button, you know, over here, because we got the redstone receiver there in the middle of the button. And each one, depending on, is looking at a different side. So it's looking at the down side for the grinder. I think this is the west side for the, the east side for the slaughterhouse. And then down here, it toggles. Basically what it does, it'll toggle one of the emitters that's beside wherever it needs to be. So if we look at the spawner emitter right here, this should be toggling a emitter. So just scroll down there again. That's the right one, the level 60. And it's doing a strong to the south. It should be toggling it. Yes, it is. Okay, so what is up? Why is it not turning on? Redstone. This might be a case where I just need to kind of break the spawner and put it back down, reset it. Maybe. Don't really want to do that. Let's see here. Where else would it be getting a redstone signal from? Let's just take a quick look down here. It's not getting a redstone signal from anywhere, so it should be working right now. So what's going on with it is it's going to have to be broken and replaced, unfortunately. So it means I'm going to have to fix a few of my bits of my program again after I fix this up. So I put that back there, put this there. Now it should be idling down. It is. Very good. Go ahead and put a piece of dust back there, and then now fix this floor. So little things that got tweaked while it was, from chunk loading and unloading, basically. So hopefully that will be all fixed now. That back there. Close that up. Actually, I'm going to turn the spawner off for the moment. Fix that back in. Okay, and then I got to fix my program. The spawner, this shouldn't matter because I didn't break any of those cables. The only place that I'm going to need to fix it right here is if we go into the mob pick. We can see that the input here has been broken. Spawner needs to be reset there. And it's interesting that you can interact with the inventories on the drawbridges. I thought that was kind of interesting. I also need to fix that down here. Should also be the spawner. So while we're in here looking at this part of the program, basically what I'm doing is whenever I push one of those buttons over there, I'm first going to, I'm going to empty the spawner out. So I'm just going to take whatever's in the spawner, put it back into the chest, which is what this one is targeted for. I'm not going to even pay attention to whatever's in there. So whatever's net is in there is just going to pull it out, blacklisted. So it doesn't matter which one. It's going to pull it out, put it back in the chest. Then it's going to take the proper net for the button that was pressed and take it and put it back in the spawner. So like if I push the skeleton's already in there. It's going to go ahead and switch it. It's just going to pull it out for a second and put it right back in. Right now there's nothing in there, so if I push this button it should go ahead and set it to skeletons. So let's try the skin. Turn the spawner on, the slaughterhouse is on, so we're going to be slaughtering some skeletons for getting some pink slime and some meat, some liquid meat. And while we're waiting for those skeletons to spawn, I'll go ahead and back up and take a quick look at that. Oh, yeah, that's working now. Skeletons are spawning in there. No problem. So let's go ahead and turn that back off. Slaughterhouse doesn't necessarily automatically kill them on the first time. I don't think that necessarily the grinder necessarily kills them first time every time either. So, and I can actually, with the way that I have this currently set up, I can actually have the spawner and the or the slaughterhouse and the grinder can be on at the same time. So don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but it is a possibility with the current setup. Next up on, what was I trying to show you? Yeah. Actually, what I was thinking is I needed to, the button on the top is what toggles the witch water. I didn't put the witch water back yet, so I actually need to do that real quick. Should be, there it is. Witch water. We'll go ahead and put that back in there and close it back up, and we're good. So that's working again. And so if we go here and look, we can see that, yeah, the skeleton's in there. And if I push the button for the villager and go out here and look, and you can see now that the villager net's in there. Great. And basically, so if I push the villager one, it doesn't do anything. It just takes it out, puts it back in so fast you don't even really notice. But and then back to skeleton, and we're good. Then I'm going to make the rest of these buttons do pretty much basically the same thing. Very repetitive, so I didn't feel like I wanted to do that right this minute. Do that off camera after I get the episode done. So yeah, I just need to label these up a little bit. I definitely want to get that done before I do the world release, which is coming really soon, guys. I know you guys have been asking for it, and I've been saying it's coming. Trust me, it is coming. We just have to do a little, get everybody kind of synchronized to a point on their base that they're okay with releasing it to the public. So with the 4 different bases on the actually 5 different bases on the server, and soon to be another one with Shane's eventually going to work his way to finding a place that's not down here in my little corner, in the little corner of this room down here. He's going to eventually want to work his way out and find a nice place for him to reestablish himself on the planet, probably in the city. I think he was talking about last time I was talking to him. So, but yeah, we got to get everybody coordinated on that, and then we'll have the world release coming very soon, guys. I know I keep saying that, but just trust me, it is coming. And you want to have pretty much my base in a kind of final state for the most part. At some point here real soon, I'm not going to be doing any more building in the base. I'm going to be doing building in the cities and stuff like that for the last 10 or so episodes. So I'm getting real close to being done here. So the other thing that, let's see, real quick, take a quick look at this. The pressure. This is the part that that operates the thing down there, the pressure chamber interface and stuff like that. So now, if we come down here, let's check that, because I actually haven't tested this part of the program to make sure that it works. So let's go ahead and test that by asking for some PCBs or some circuits. How about circuits? Craft me a circuit board, or 2 circuit boards, even. Oh wow, yeah, that. Did you see that? See how that all worked? Popped through, all that stuff popped in there, crafted, got pulled right out, and came right back into the system. Yes, that is much faster. Doesn't don't have to wait on any of those valve openings, closings. So yeah, that was probably a good idea for me to update that. So yeah, done and done. Wow, that was super fast and worked first time. I'm actually quite happy about that. I was a little concerned using the smaller chamber, but no, that worked out perfectly. So yeah, no problem there. Let me double check to make sure I showed you all the little bits and pieces of this program. Like I said, camouflage is just a trigger. It changes all the camouflage blocks because they're all basically the same disguise. So I didn't need to do too much that other than to select all the blocks that could be camouflaged and tell it to camouflage as the small cobblestone, which is yeah, all these walls and stuff. So yeah, you can't see any of the cables that are running around here. One thing I did have to do is that the drawbridges were acting kind of funky with only the 1 emitter, so I did have to add some extra emitters to get all the drawbridges to activate and do some tweaking with that. Basically, let's see, that is under the mode. So down here under the mode, where after it changes the sign, it either turns the emitters off or turns the emitters all on, and it's basically just a whole bunch of emitters Yeah, all the ones that are up there at Y66 are all the ones that interact with the drawbridges. And they're all turning on to strong power, just emitting on all sides because I didn't want to separate them out into two different groups. I probably could have. Would have only just been a couple extra commands, but no need to. Plus, the way they are set now, like I said, it gives you maybe that little safety feature so that when the spawner is on, I can't open this window all the way. It's actually kind of good because a lot of times what I want to do is turn off of the grinder and turn off the slaughterhouse and then be able to, pop out this block and then sit here and kill things by hand. And that will let me do that quite easily now. I was a little bit concerned about that, but it kind of just worked out in a good way. So there we go. Double check one more time. Slaughterhouse spawner, grinder, witch water is just a simple toggle off and on. And it just toggles the one side of that emitter out there for the weak signal because it doesn't need to be strong. So let's see, pressure just showed you that. And this right here, this trigger, this little line right here, all this does is takes any of the fluids from the slaughterhouse, basically being the liquid meat and the pink the pink slime, and then outputs them to the two tanks that are involved. So this one is whitelisted for the meat, goes to one tank, and this one is whitelisted for the pink slime, goes to a different tank. So that's all there is to that. I'm going to leave that there in case I want to turn the camouflage off for a moment so I can actually see what's going on and troubleshoot things. But so yeah, mob pick, mode, and pressure. That's all there is to this. So yeah, there's my major SFM update to not only the spawner but also to the pressure chamber interface, and that actually is going to help out with auto crafting. It's going to make this system over here way faster. So now I don't have to wait on any of those doors opening, closing, or anything like that. It's going to instantly pop things in. They're gonna pretty much change very rapidly. They're going to be pressurized very rapidly, and then they're going to be pulled right back out and put back into the ME system. So yeah, so let's get on to the final thing I want to do today. Is I wanted to get the laser done now that I have the access to some pink slime, right? I should have access to some pink slime. Yeah, and in fact I should have an extra bit of it there. Let's get that out. I need one bucket of that. And actually, before I do this, let me get a Safari net. Safari net, because I might as well get a pink slime in a bucket, or I mean in a net, in case I want to spawn them again later. Could be very helpful. So let's do that. Wait for it to spawn. Shouldn't take too long. And maybe. There it is. There we go. Pink slime in the net. And now I can take that up and put it in the spawner. And then get a few pink slimes. No problem. Let's go ahead and open this up. We're going to just do this one by hand. The only problem with having this hidden is I got to break that block out in order to access that chest right now. But in the future, I'm not going to have to access it very much at all once I get all the things in there that I want to put in there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the spawner on. Slaughterhouse off. Grinder off. And open up the spare little thing here. There we go. Now I gotta... Actually, I probably could just actually turn the grinder on. Let's turn the grinder on, because that should still give me the pink slime, I think, in here. Find out here shortly. Yep, there's a pink slime, and I need 4 of those, so I'm just going to wait until I get 4 of them. Of course, if they jump out there like that at me, the little ones can get through. But I think we're done. We're good. We're good there. There's 4. Good. That's going to give me the 4 laser pre-drills. or laser prechargers is what I was trying to say, for the laser setup. Clear that, toss those in there. So we should be good to go on creating the laser drill. What are we probably missing? Some stuff, aren't we? We're going to need to make some glowstone illuminators. I need at least one more. Do I need glowstone illuminators for these? Yes, I do. So I'm going to need, in fact, 5 of these. Oop, what am I missing? Glowstone illuminator is silver nugget. That's not hard to come by. So I got 2. I need 3 more total. There we go. And each one of these glowstone illuminators is going to require a block of glowstone melted down. Actually, I've got, well, interesting. I've got 6 there. I only need 5. Go ahead and toss those into the magma crucible, and those are that's gonna make some destabilized glowstone, or I think that's what it's called. Bucket. What's it called? Well, we actually right there. Energized glowstone. Sorry, it's destabilized redstone and energized glowstone. So that's gonna make me enough energized glowstone to process up all these illuminators, and then I'll be able to make the lasers. I think I'm still short a few things for the laser drill. What is it? The reception coils, probably. 1, 2, 3, 6. We'll make 6 of those. I think I'm going to need a few more. But so there we go. There's the main laser drill. So then we need the pre-chargers. What am I missing? The conductance coils. So that's 2, 3, 5 of those. I think I might need 2 more. 3. Yep, I need 2 more conductance coils. And there we go. We got the 4 pre-chargers and we're ready to go. All we need now is the tesseracts. So if, well, let's, do I have the, I think I do have the, yeah. Actually, let's come over here and program tesseracts. And actually, I want it to use, I don't want diffuse quartz, I want the hardened glass. Let's get down one of those to fix that. There we go. Encode that, and then go ahead and put that in here. So the other thing for the Tesseract, now that it can make a frame, actually, yeah, Tesseract craft me a frame, and it should be able to make the stuff for it. Yeah, it's gone ahead and done that. And okay, yeah, that's sitting in there waiting for those the rest of those electrum blend to get over there. Okay, so that's going to, while that's crafting, Tesseract, what we're going to need to do is be able to fill it afterwards, and that's going to be using that this interface down here. I don't know if I've done it, set it up yet. Definitely have not. Okay, so a full Tesseract frame. We're going to need the empty one first. Still waiting on it. What are we waiting on? Some circuit stuff. Okay, that actually, yeah, that's much faster now. So there we go. We got the Tesseract frame plus 4 ender pearls. Ooh, we are running low on ender pearls. We're gonna need to definitely gonna need to start farming some more endermen real soon. Yeah. So clear that out, and 1 empty Tesseract frame plus 4 ender pearls. Oops. Okay, there we go. Is going to make a full Tesseract frame. So let's go ahead and toss the 4 ender pearls in there. put the empty Tesseract frame in there so that when it pops out, I'll be able to go ahead and finish programming that. Just gotta wait for that to show back up here in a second. There, it's filling up now. And yeah, I'm kind of wishing I would have done one of the Enderman things for the spawner up there, because I want to turn that on soon with some Enderman, because I used up a lot of Ender Pearls making stuff, making all the camouflage things. Or no, the advanced cable clusters is what it was. Or cable clusters. Ender. Oh, yeah, Tesseract. Tesseract, full Tesseract frame. So then I can tell this right here that those ingredients are going to make the full Tesseract frame. Go ahead and encode that, and that one's going to go. And I don't want to put that one into the system because it doesn't go in there. It actually goes in that little interface right there. So now I can actually autocraft the full Tesseract frame. So I'm only one step away from making the actual Tesseract. There we go. I'm going to see. I'm going to need to get some of the bronze. And was it bronze and silver? So yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting Tinker's bronze. Bronze ingot, Tinker's construct apparently is what I get when I do the smelting. So I need to switch these all over to that. I think that was already the right one, right? Yes, Tinker's bronze ingot. There we go. Encode. And now that one can just go right into the system. Put away some of this other stuff. So Tesseract. Craft me a Tesseract. Actually, craft me two Tesseracts, because I need one at both ends. And while I'm waiting for that to craft up, actually, also I can put this Tesseract full frame and back in there, and that'll help it. That should help it out a lot. Let me go ahead and get rid of the nighttime. And we're going to need something else here in a second to get this set up properly. I'm going to need an angel block. Angel block, which is going to let me basically place a block in midair. Very useful for like if you need to create something up there. We had an accident earlier. Somebody fell down this hole, so I decided to put this up to prevent anybody from accidentally falling down this hole, because this hole goes all the way to bedrock, as you can see. Way down there, you don't want to fall down there. It's bad, bad, bad. Not sure why my camel... Oh yeah, my camel pet keeps going off because I keep using the sleeping bag and forgetting to put it back on afterwards. So I'm going to need to get up there. So I'm going to get my hardened jetpack out. And so actually, yeah, I'm actually going to put that on temporarily. And what I want to do is, I should already be in hover mode. Yeah, I'll drift down slowly, but I want to get way up here. Way up here. To place the laser. Because supposedly it works better when it's higher altitude. I'm just going to go with that. We're going to go all the way up to Y level 200-ish. Get above 200 anyway. Way up here. And there we go. That should be directly above the hole. So if I go ahead and place the laser drill down there, and then break that, looks like I hit the hole. Yeah, pretty sure that's going right through where it needs to go. Let's go ahead and disable hover mode for a moment. Come down here and double check to make sure that it is actually, yeah, I did hit the spot. Then I'm going to need, Almost hit the ground hard there. Just need to make sure that I have some blocks to build the little platform up there that I'm going to be using. So, which means I don't really need this. Some cobblestone would probably do. This is a regular old cobblestone. It doesn't need to be special for the time being. Then I can fly up there and go ahead and start building around where it needs to be built. Okay, getting way up here. Way up here. That's okay, that's where I want it. Way up here. Okay, so I'm going to come out this way a little bit first. And just going to... Actually, that's where the pre-charger is going to be. So I really just need to make two little V's off to the side so I have something to build against. And I wouldn't have to do any more than that. In fact, I think I will do that. So it's at least a little bit different than my Agrarian Skies build. Actually be... Whoops. I think I need to be facing the other way. But I think I might be able to... Can I turn these? Which way did it go? Hopefully I can turn these with a wrench or a precision hammer. Yep, good, I can. I can do that. There we go. Pre-charger, 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 and pre-charger. Apparently that one's got some energy to it somehow. Okay, don't know how that works. Don't know how that happened. There we go. Now they're all facing that way. Now, so next thing I need is the Tesseracts. You know what I should put up here is I should put one of my anchor things so I can just kind of teleport up here. Still got the jetpack on, right? Yeah. Little thrusters, little landing thrusters. There we go. So how we doing for Tesseracts? We got one Tesseract. Well, let's start. It's probably short on ender pearls, I'm guessing, to make the other one. More circuits? Something. Something's missing. What if we just tell it to start over? In a second it'll try to figure out what it's missing again, maybe. It is in fact missing ender pearls. And rubber. And stuff. Bunches of stuff. But what I need to do right now, so I don't think I'm going to get this hooked up today, but I did get it built. I'll go ahead and hit put the Tesseract up there here in a second. And do I have any energy conduit? I've got empty redstone energy conduit. That's interesting. Well, get this jetpack off and get my camel pack back on for a second. Also, maybe go ahead and take one of my fire resistance potions just to keep my temperature down. Then yeah, that's just gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to collect some more ender pearls and a few other resources, I think. So next, oh yeah, I want to put an anchor up there. See if it's too far away. Anchor, because that's one of the things. Actually, I taught it how to autocraft these anchors. Hopefully, of course, it's probably gonna. Okay, good. I was gonna say it might need ender pearls, but good, it didn't. Jetpack back on. Actually, that's kind of cool looking, the way it's sitting right there like that. No, actually, it's not bad at all. I should be able to put the Tesseract up here too. So we'll get that set up. So anchor is going to go right there. Tesseract is going to sit right on top of there. And this is going to be, let's see, does this have security? I can put security on it, but I can't really restrict the channels too much. We'll go with 42. Frequency 42. Restricted, owner only. I think that just prevents people from accessing the interfaces. It doesn't necessarily prevent them from accessing the channel. Okay, so we want to send items. There we go, items sending. We want to, fluid doesn't need to do anything. And we want to receive energy. Okay, that looks good. Next thing I can do is I can actually hook up the cables up here, but I need the big cables. Actually, do I have? That's not good enough. I need the big ones. I either need the redstone energy cables, or I need to use the ender ones, like these right here. And then one from each side is going to be more than sufficient to power all of this up. There we go. Done and done. So yeah, this is pretty much good to go. All I need to do is set up the other end of the Tesseract, and that will be done. So I'm going to go ahead and collect up those other resources I need to make that other Tesseract. I'm going to get the spawner the rest way sorted out. I'm going to do that between episodes, guys. I probably went a little over, well, this is going to be a long episode anyway. Not necessarily over my regular time by any means, because sometimes I can be pretty long-winded. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, be sure and leave a like, comment, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. And if you didn't, or you found that I could have done something better, go ahead and leave me a note. I like to read those too. So till next time, I will catch you later.